Catastrophizing is when someone sees a situation as much worse than it really is. It means focusing on the bad parts and expecting the worst outcome. This kind of thinking can make anxiety and stress even worse. In today's video, we'll explore why people catastrophize, how that impacts us, and more importantly, how do we counteract it. So stay tuned. Hello all you beautiful people out there. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Nidhi. And in today's video, we will discuss all about catastrophizing. How to spot if you catastrophize and how to turn that worry and stress into something productive instead. But before we dive in, I've got a small request. Please make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss a video from me again. Now, let's get started. So let's start by understanding catastrophizing better. So, consider this example. Imagine someone has a job interview scheduled for the next day. Now, instead of viewing it as just a normal part of the job seeking process, they might catastrophize the situation. Their thought process might go something like this. So, it probably will start with a thought. What if I don't perform well in that interview? It can then turn into a catastrophe in their head, which is, if I don't do well, they'll definitely not hire me. They further catastrophize this situation by thinking, well, if I don't get this job, I won't be able to pay my bills and I'll lose my apartment. The extreme example in this case would be thinking, without a job and a place to live, I'll become homeless and I'll never ever find another job. My life will be ruined. Do you see what's happened here? In reality, a job interview is just one step in the job seeking process. And not getting one job doesn't mean the end of the world. However, the person in this example has catastrophized the situation, blowing things completely out of proportion and envisioning the most extreme and unlikely consequences. This distorted thinking can lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety. You see, when you catastrophize, you essentially envision the worst possible outcome in a situation and you convince yourself that you just can't handle it. So catastrophizing can make you feel anxious even when there is no real threat. So the question is, why do we catastrophize? You see, catastrophizing, it's a distortion which is rooted in various psychological and cognitive factors. One contributing factor is the fear of the unknown, where individuals faced with uncertainty about the future mentally prepare for potential threats by envisioning catastrophic outcomes. Past negative experiences also play a significant role. Those who have encountered failures or traumas, they may develop a predisposition to anticipate negative outcomes, even in new situations. Conditions like generalized anxiety disorder or social anxiety disorder, these can further amplify the catastrophic thinking due to elevated anxiety levels. Additionally, individuals with low self-esteem may harbor a pessimistic view of their abilities, assuming that failure is inevitable. Perfectionism marked by excessively high standards often also leads to catastrophic thinking, as many perceive failure as a significant disaster. So, how does catastrophizing actually impact us? You see, catastrophizing can have significant and detrimental impact on people's lives. When we catastrophize, our brain experiences changes in its chemistry and activity. The amygdala, the part of the brain linked to emotions like fear and anxiety, it becomes more active, leading to release of stress hormones such as cortisol. Now, this sets off a fight or flight response. Serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals that influence mood, can also be affected, contributing to a feeling of anxiety. The prefrontal cortex, which is responsible for rational thinking, it may be impaired, making it difficult to approach situations logically. You see, catastrophizing involves a brain network called the default mode network, which leads to repetitive negative thoughts. So over time, chronic catastrophizing can influence the brain's neural circuitry. Catastrophizing can significantly impact individuals in various ways. Firstly, it often leads to increased stress and anxiety by magnifying the negative aspects of a situation, creating a perpetual state of worry. Now, this heightened emotional state can also impair decision-making abilities, as individuals may base their choices on fear rather than rationality. Furthermore, the fear of catastrophic outcomes can actually lead to avoidance behavior, limiting personal and professional growth, and also hindering opportunities for positive experiences. Catastrophizing can also strain relationships by causing individuals to overreact to minor issues or misinterpret the intentions of others. Additionally, the prolonged stress that is associated with this cognitive distortion may negatively affect people's physical health, contributing to conditions such as headaches, digestive problems, and sleep disturbances. Also, negative self-talk is often intertwined with catastrophizing, eroding self-esteem and confidence. This mindset can limit opportunities as individuals may completely avoid risk or new experiences, resulting in a constrained life that hinders both personal and professional development. In some cases, the constant expectation of the worst can actually become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where the negative mindset and behavior contribute to the very outcome that's feared, reinforcing the belief that catastrophe always happens. You see, when people engage in catastrophizing, they may also exhibit self-sabotaging behaviors like procrastination or negative self-talk, undermining personal goals and avoiding opportunities, all of which can undermine their well-being and success. Awareness of these self-sabotaging tendencies is crucial for individuals who struggle with catastrophizing. Developing resilience, challenging negative beliefs, and setting realistic goals are essential steps in breaking the cycle of catastrophizing and self-sabotage. Addressing catastrophic thinking, it involves a holistic understanding of its roots and employing strategies to reshape one's mindset and response to the stresses. To counteract catastrophizing, consider implementing the following simple yet effective techniques on a regular basis. Number 1, notice your thoughts. Begin by paying attention to your thoughts, particularly those containing words like never, terrible, fail, useless, or rejected. You see, these often lead to catastrophizing. When you catch yourself using this kind of language, label it as such. Acknowledge that these thoughts are not facts but distortions. Number 2, gain perspective. When you catch yourself catastrophizing, challenge those thoughts. Ask yourself, what's the evidence that this thought is true? Could I be misinterpreting things here? Or what assumptions am I making? Gain perspective and consider alternative explanations for the situation to bring reality into focus. Number 3, self-soothing. Practice self-soothing techniques to calm your body's fight or flight response, which is triggered by catastrophic thoughts. Experiment with activities like meditation, talking to a friend, spending time in nature, exercising, listening to music, stroking a pet, rocking, or sipping a warm drink. Whatever works for you, find what works for you, as self-soothing stimulates your parasympathetic nervous system, producing a calm and relaxed feeling in your mind and your body. Number 4, implement rewiring techniques. So, here's the great thing. The language you use shapes your reality. When you say things like, this is a nightmare, I'm falling apart, or I'm dying here, your mind actually believes it and your body reacts accordingly. It's like using a placebo effect but in reverse. So to stop catastrophizing, be mindful of the powerful words and statements that you use. Practice positive self-talk. Replace extreme language with words that reflect your resilience and your ability to cope. Over time, these intentional changes in thought patterns can actually reshape your mindset, and it can help break this cycle of catastrophizing. Number 5, accept that not all the thoughts are true. Understand that many thoughts, especially the catastrophic ones, are not necessarily true. Challenge the belief that you must believe every thought that crosses your mind. You see, by incorporating these steps into your routine, you can gradually shift from unproductive worry to a more constructive and solution-focused mindset. Remember, you have a choice in how you perceive and talk about situations. You can choose to rationalize the negative, or you can choose to talk yourself out of it. Changing thought patterns take time. Be patient with yourself and persistently apply these techniques to create separation between your thoughts and your emotional responses. So, Let's wrap up our discussion on stopping catastrophizing. Remember, you have the power to reshape your thoughts and in turn transform your life. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, take care.